Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Na, 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na, 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 na. Wake up with Kandace and Denise.
And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. Yes, we are coming to you live from the Food Hub in Shore Park, where we are getting ready for the World Food Day activities. I know this is something that you all look forward for every year, and we have all the details with you. And joining me this morning, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the Assistant Secretary in the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Nigel Taitt. Good morning and welcome to you.
Pleasant good morning, Kandace. Pleasant good morning to all the viewers of Tobago and Trinidad and those who view worldwide. Pleasant good morning.
So, Mr. Taitt now, he has special responsibilities when it comes to fisheries, Department of Fisheries and so on. So if you have a problem with fish, this is the man that you have to go to, right? But I'll be getting into the theme for this morning, and it is what is life, what is food, leave no one behind.
That's right.
And certainly fish has everything to do with water.
So right.
So tell me about do we have any data in Tobago as to how much fish our fishermen are able to catch daily or monthly or yearly?
Yes, the Department of Marine Resources and Fisheries, we do have data collectors. Them go by most of the landing sites every day, and they do collect data as to how much fish is being collected and type of fish also that are being collected within the Tobago space.
And what can you share with us from that data?
Well, so far, we have plenty dolphins, of course. We have redfish, some of us call it red snapper, right? So we have a variety of fishes but as we catch, everything comes seasonal, right? So yes, we do have a variety of fishes being catch every day.
Now, I know one of the major concerns for a lot of the fishermen around Tobago is that of the facilities where they are, the boats and their vessels being stolen, their equipment being stolen. They're continually hampered by that. But what is the division doing to ease their troubles?
Okay. Up to recent times, as far back as a month to 2 months ago, we received information that some vessels were being tampered with and per-person engines were being stolen. Right? What I would advise fishermen of Tobago, come to the division, register your vessel, register your engine. If you register your engine, you will have a rebate, right? Terms being stolen and engines being stolen, we have engaged with the TTPS to give us some assistance in those areas, and right now we are thinking about putting cameras in some of the landing sites so we could have a view of things, so to speak, as to see who are the persons who actually come and interfering with the fishermen and them vessels.
Another thing that's been a major concern for fishermen for a few decades now is that of how do they get fuel onto their vessels? Because right now, our fishermen are acting illegally because you're not supposed to take fuels in your jerry cans and so on, tote it to the back of a truck and take it to the boats. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be able to fuel up on a jetty. But in Tobago, we don't have those facilities. Has there been any conversation with the relevant authorities and central government to what's fixing that?
Yes, we are having conversations right now to have a station, most likely at Palatavia, right? So the fishermen could go to fish at Palatavia and actually get gas to fuel their vessels, because it is illegal to really fill a jug and traverse from one point to another point. It is legal, but we don't have a station in Tobago, close to a jetty where the fisherfolk could actually go and get their fuel, so to speak, right?
So, so we can expect something pretty soon?
Yes, the conversation right now is taking place as we speak, yes. So hopefully in the near future we can have something like that in the Palatavia area.
Tell me what's going on with the division and the fishermen in terms of getting more out of our fishing industry? I mean, Tobago has a very large fishing industry as it is, but, you know, to sort of regularize it, you know, make it, take it on a more commercial scale. What's been going on?
Okay. Well, Tobago have approximately 17 fishing associations, right? We have 2 associations that are basically Alpha, which everyone basically is aware of, and then we have a recently registered one named Tufa, right? What we are trying to do is try to collaborate most of these fishing associations and trying to see if we can more get into long line fishing at this point in time, right? But it has to be a collaborative effort from each association, right? So that it will, as the team of our motto of our team said, leave no one behind.
Yes.
So we are asking all fisher folk whose fishing association right now is basically kind of dormant. We're asking you all right now to regroup, get yourself together, because the fishing department, fishing industry in Tobago, our intent is to move forward.
And
right?
give me an idea. What's the vision like for moving forward? What is that going to look like?
The vision is to benefit all fisher folk, all Tobago persons interested in fish, eating fish. You know, it is a benefit. It is something to benefit everybody in Tobago.
Any specific goals you guys are looking at?
Well, our main goal right now is trying to get everybody on one level head.
Okay.
Right, all the association them, let them come together, let them formulate a good body, so that we could put things together so that it will be beneficial for all.
And then what about in terms of the other parts of the marine industry? Are we looking at sustainable fishing methods? Because I know that things are changing out there. So sometimes some of the places we used to go to catch certain types of fish, you can't go there anymore. You have to go actually sometimes further and so on. Are we looking at, you know, even addressing some of the fishing practices to make sure that we continuously have a population of fish that we could go to?
Well, at present, we are having training taking place right now in the Tobago space, where we are actually trying to educate the fishermen and them as to what it is really taking place within our diaspora of Tobago. And we are advising all fishermen to come and be part of this training so that you will be properly educated as to what it is taking place within the marine space, right? And you will be properly informed as to the do's and the don'ts. And the next thing too, as we're on this part of the training, also includes safety at sea, where we are advising all fishermen, once you leave port, you're going out in the sea, make sure you have certain things with you. Proper safety gears, like for example radios, you have your life jackets, you have your signal radios, whatsoever. Come and do the training so you'll be properly informed and be properly educated. So when you go out at sea and something goes wrong with your vessel, or even if you're lost at sea, right, you could be able to communicate with we on shore, so that we could be able to send vessels, rescue vessels, for example, the Coast Guard, to their aid, right? Because we don't, one life loss in Tobago is too much.
Yeah, certainly.
And we're trying to avoid that.
Now, what's happening in terms of mitigating what's going on with the Coast Guard vessels? Because, I mean, we know that we do have some challenges where that's concerned. It's from the division standpoint. I know there were things back in the day called, there were reef boats. There was also 2 vessels that were acquired under the previous administration. What's happening with these vessels, and when can we see them at least acting in the place of the Coast Guard?
Now, that question, it is very ticklish because it falls basically on a 6th schedule, right? The Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard is really under Ministry of National Security. We being members of the THA, we don't really have a jurisdiction where Coast Guard is concerned or where the vessel is concerned. What we can do is engage the assistance from the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard in case we need some sort of assistance again, to guide us or to help us to go Any problems out at sea, we have a vessel that is lost or need assistance, then we can call on the Coast Guard. But for me to say about the Coast Guard vessels, and if we have any in Tobago, and I don't feel that I'm the right person to speak on that point.
All right.
Yeah,
No
but I
problem.
do know that we do call on Coast Guard for assistance at times that needs be when needs be.
Now, the thing of the reef vessels and so on, does that fall under your division, or has that moved to another?
No, it's under our division. We do have a manager that does deal with the operations out in the reef, Mr. Barry Lovelace. He's doing a very excellent job at this point in time. So yes, it falls under my division also.
Now, are we also trying to push different types of fish, the consumption of different types of fish? And I'm speaking here in terms of lionfish, because I remember, I think it was back in 2013, 2014, we started seeing it in our waters, and now it's very prevalent, and it is a problem because it's a predatory fish, and it's attacking a lot of the little fish.
Yes.
So, I mean, what are we doing with those things are concerned?
Okay, approximately 2 to 3 months ago, right in the said food hub, we had lionfish on display. We had persons who are trained in cleaning the lionfish. We have persons who are trained to educate the population of Tobago about the dangers of the lionfish and what the lionfish can do. We will also have it today, from today, on display by the fisheries area that are allocated to us. So persons in Tobago, you can come down to the food hub and you can see what the lionfishes look like, and you could ask questions and get information about the lionfish. But the lionfishes are very destructive species.
Yes.
Where we in the division right now, we are trying to take control of the invasiveness of the lionfish species right now in Tobago. Right?
Now, what about in terms of other species that we have within? I'm talking here about lobster, I'm talking here about crabs, I'm talking, about conchs and all those things. All that's shell food that we like to eat here in Tobago, but the numbers are not necessarily the same as they used to be.
Okay, let me just educate persons in Tobago at this point in time. Hunting lobsters and conchs and these sort of things, crabs in any reef in Tobago, it is illegal. You cannot hunt lobsters and conchs. You cannot remove these things from our reefs. These are some of our main attraction to the tourist industry, right? So it is totally illegal to remove those what we might be called edibles, but you can't do that here in the marine park.
And is there a plan to, I don't know, whether it's to harvest them or set up farms for them in special areas so that it is their designated areas to harvest them from instead of going towards the reef?
Well, I know for sure that there are a couple of fishermen that came to the division and showed interest in having a farm in doing oysters and same conchs. I know discussions right now are taking place with some of these fishermen, and we haven't come to an end result as to how that will be done, but discussions are taking place at this point in time in terms of creating a designated area for these sort of shellfishes. Yeah.
And then when it comes to other reef fish that we see, or species, I would say, like, for instance, like the parrotfish. People like to eat the parrotfish. People, even our sharks, some of the sharks that are taken out of the water, either they're too young, they're too small, or so on, so they're not allowed to get to the proper size. But we know that when we take out some of those species, it creates an imbalance now in the marine ecosystem. Where is the education in terms of making sure our fishermen and all just regular Tobagonians themselves know where the limits are?
Okay, right now the Division of Marine Resources and Fisheries, we are putting things in place right now as to educate persons in Tobago about the depletion of certain types of fishes within our space. As you rightly said, the parrotfish, some of us call it chubber. which is one of the most sweetest rockfish in Tobago. We are trying to educate persons now within the space that we are having a depletion in these types of fishes. And also the baby sharks, right? When you all go, fishermen, when you all go out there to, especially mostly divers, we are asking you all please to leave those fishes, give them opportunity now to reproduce, and we can have more of these fishes back in our space again. But conversations also is being held right now within our division to help educate persons in Tobago about the depletion of those type of fishes that actually has been mainly in rocky areas, reef areas, and these sort of things, right?
All right, and as we wrap up this conversation, I just wanted you to speak to just the goals for the division when it comes to the fishing industry for this year.
This year? Well, again, I'm going to say that the division right now, we are trying to bring all associations in Tobago on one head, right? Because in going forward, we have to get everybody on board with us. It is not about one person or one team or one group. It's not about that. It's about Tobago, getting Tobago to go forward, right? And having everybody in Tobago to understand the drive in which we are trying to make, right? Once you are divided, we will not go anywhere. So we are calling on all associations. Let us come together and get one head. So when we are going forward, we will know exactly what it is we are going to say or what are we going to deliver for we the people in Tobago. That is one of my main aims, right? To bring all the associations together.
All right, great. I want to thank you so much for being on with us this morning, and we are certainly looking forward to the next 2 days at World Food Day here at the Food Hub in Shore Park.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Tobago Updates, for having me. Thank you, Tobago. You all do have a wonderful day, and hoping to see you all today, tomorrow, and Friday, right here at the Food Hub.
Oh, we're going to be here on Friday as well?
Well, I will be here on Friday, because Friday there's some beautiful food selling.
All right.
So.
There you have it, folks. All right, viewers, I want to thank you again so much. And please don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more coming up for you after the break.